Well, I apologize. We didn't have any videos for you today, but it was all hands on deck. All of our caretakers were. We didn't have any owners come out today. I thought there'd be a bunch of clients here today. Middle of the week. I thought we'd be able to give my cell phone to somebody and get them to take a couple of short clips, but everybody was, as I said, full speed ahead in the barn. We had all our riders were on the horses. And all our caretakers were getting the ones ready. We had 13 to go today, plus Dustin Hanover, 14 with Dustin Hanover today. Happy to report that he was really, really good. Much happier with him. You're going to see him. He's going to be a little bumpy from time to time, but I think the way we have him hung up, I could tell he was a little uncomfortable in the turns because it's quite a change from the way he was shod, and he was learning as he went along, also learning to go with it. And by the time we got in his warm-up mile, he felt a little uncomfortable in places. But as his confidence grew as we get into the mile, man, he was awesome on the end of the mile. And the whole mile, actually, for him. I wanted to go more, but I ended up, because we had so many babies to school, I know the guys in the gate, they almost left at one point. And then I said, hey, would you mind coming back out? I didn't want to press my luck. So we put the last set of babies in with Dustin. But man, he was very, very good. So we're going to go through Jason and I were in every set. So we didn't get done until after 12. It's almost 1 now. So I decided we're going to get pizza for everybody. I tell you, I got pulled over on this road last night. I get pulled over. This road, if you've ever been to Northfield, it's very slow. It's a nice little neighborhood. The speed limit is 25 miles an hour down this strip.
And they're very serious about it.
And they are serious. There's always cops here, and I knew that. I don't know what I was thinking. I was doing 42. Guy pulled me over, and Alan Swain is a retired police officer, an ex-police officer, and I took a selfie of me with the police officer, like the cop car in behind me, and I said, whatever you do, you don't do 42 on Northfield Road. And the police officer come back up, and he said, did you just take a selfie of me in the background? I said, I'm really sorry. I said, my buddy's a retired player. He laughed, which I don't know if you're allowed to do it now. It seemed kind of, I said, he laughed and he said, don't worry about it. He said, I'll just give you a warning. So it worked out good. If you're in Northfield, remember, the strip that Northfield's on, 25 miles an hour. Might be going to get away with 30. Don't push your luck. They don't fool around here. So today, we went with 3 sets of babies. 4-4-5, I guess, right? Yeah, 4-4-5.
Well, Dustin made 6. 4-4-6.
4-4-6 with Dustin in the last set, right? First set, I went with Magical Tom. Now, Magical Tom's been a little work in progress. You guys know that. He'd made some breaks in the winter, and I didn't really ever get a chance to go with him. Last week, I kind of got a little peeved when I was over here that he was acting up and goofing off, and I put the hobbles on him, trained him, and he trained really good. Today, again, being a bit of a goof in the warm-up, changed his gear around, left the hobbles on him, obviously, changed his gear around, and went with him again. Do I go right up here, or do I go straight?
Yeah, follow the...
I don't know how to get there this way, so you're going to tell me.
Just go down straight down by the whatever.
Okay.
It doesn't... It's
6 of one, half a dozen the other. Okay, good. So Magical Tom, Luke Ebersol was nice enough. For those of you who say, a couple of people ask, why do we have Luke driving our horses sometimes? Luke is the type of guy, listen, he's got his own horses, right? He's not stable here, he's stable. No, so, I mean, he could have given me and Jason at least 5 very valid reasons why he couldn't come and go with babies today. But he didn't. He came and went with them. And he went with Swinging Senorita, didn't he? No. He went with Victor Cruz. Victor Cruz in the first one. I told them all 2-7. There was a number of other people in the first schooler. They get over the half in around 105. We were still walking as we started into the backstretch, and Magical Tom was starting to get a little warm, and he was trotting very, very good. I moved him over, and he came at them like he bull rushed them into the last turn. These were all pacers. And we finished up right across the track. Victor Cruz was closing in also. The 2 gentlemen on the inside were 1-2. Luke and I were 3-4. But we paced. I trotted, and he paced his last quarter in 28 apiece over Northfield. Very, very happy with those 2. And then you went with Columbus. Said Columbus was good?
He was very good.
Very good. Trot. Wait, you said he was running out?
He was running out the whole way, yeah. He's got a Murphy on the inside, so.
Because the one thing we got to remember is Tomiko Training Center is a flat, tight half-mile track, and there is quite an adjustment with equipment when we come over to Northfield. Northfield's one of the better half-mile tracks in North America, to be honest, and there's some adjustments when we get over here. So we know what they wear, but that's more of a loose blueprint of what they could or should wear once we get them over here and get them going. So Columbus, Jason said, was on the left line. We'll take that Murphy blind off the left line, which he needed in Ontario, but he does not need here. And Danny went with, now don't get Danny confused with Danny O'Brien. What's Danny's last name?
Ray.
Danny Ray, that's right. Danny Ray was here. He goes to some horses for us. Swinging Senorita is just a very polite filly, and quite frankly, on any given week, can be and could be our best Ohio bred trotting filly. She gets extra marks because she doesn't really do anything wrong, right? High Enterprise can be a little bully.
Stay in this lane.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah. Whispering Song, she was a little pacey coming out of their tape, but we just had her shod yesterday, so we'll give her a mulligan. All the horses have their little quirks, but not really Swinging Senorita. She kind of does everything right, and she's fast, very, very fast. People forget, like, she came her last quarter in the open house day, 26 in a piece, which is, it sounds silly when you say it, and I only say it, I questioned the last quarter when I saw the board in the schooler, but then at the open house, but then when I looked at my watch, I knew we came 27 and 27 and 1, and if you look back, Swinging Senorita did actually make up a little ground, which just by math alone makes it 26 and a piece. Very fast filly, really impressed with her. She was good again today. Second set now, Sister Solange. I told Jason I warmed her up. She was terrible. She felt terrible. Weak, goofing off, not paying attention. She really hasn't had the hard work in her. Now, the one thing I am happy to report is, since she's come over to Northfield, exactly why I took her here has worked. She's starting to eat and come to life. Now, I wasn't happy with her warm-up. I put the hobbles on her. She never wore the hobbles, not a single second of her life. I put them on her. First time she had them on in behind the gate, and she was very, very good. Mile and 2.7, last half in a minute, last quarter 29 and a piece. Jason was coming to me behind me with What a Mission, and he said, this horse has not done a thing wrong in this country, just so you know. He's acted up and made breaks and been stupid in his life previously before he came to the U.S., but since he's come to Northfield Park, he has never done a thing wrong, not one. So, yeah. That guy literally just waited.
Yeah.
He literally waited until I got close enough I had to break.
Yeah.
It's in here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, What a Mission was very good. Now, Luke went with Hill Street Blues. I thought his hobbles were a little loose going out, and I said, listen, you're going to have to get a feel for this guy. Little bumpy in spots, little choppy. His hobbles look okay. I thought they might be loose, but I think that was more hindsight than anything in my mind. I was okay with them when I saw him going behind the gate, and he just said he just put a step in and rolled off leaving. I think if he tapped him on the tail, he would have went forward, but if you snug him up, I think he just lost him for a step. He said, Anthony, come last quarter, 29 and 3, last half in a minute. The horse was great after that. And who did you... Fashion Presidente, what went on with him? He was back a little bit? Did he?
He didn't run.
Oh, he didn't run?
No. We come a half of him. 59.
Yeah, you guys were a little bit behind too, yeah. I just noticed that Fashion Presidente was back a little bit, and so was Hill Street Blues. But I came my own last half at 59, so if they gained an inch, they came a half better than 59. It just got to the point where I was over to the half. Where's the other one at?
No.
You fix it. I was over the half slow with Sister Solange. Keep in mind, I keep telling everybody, Sister Solange truly is almost a month behind, right? Can she make that time up in the next 5 weeks before Pennsylvania starts? Because remember, she's not an Ohio bred. She's a Pennsylvania bred. Can she make those times up? I'm not going to push her. If we get to... I can qualify her. But if we get to a point where it's time to race and she's not ready to go, then she won't. I mean, I could see her racing in a Stallion Series. I really think this is a sire stake filly, but she's a ways. What I believe she is and what I see on the track are two very, very different things just yet. So somewhere in between now and qualifying and racing time is where we're going to see what the real Sister Solange is, at least for now. Most importantly, I think we need to pay attention to her as a horse. She's eating good now. She's feeling better now. Let's see if she grows as an animal. I think she will. We'll see. Then we went out with the last set. As I said, I went with Dustin Hanover, I wanted to go with him. I was really happy with him. Now, I didn't go a mile and 56. I only went a mile and 2.3 because I wanted to stay around the babies. But the way he did it was very good. He was super happy, did his work well. I was happy. Is that going to translate in 55? I can't truthfully say yes or no. I don't know, but I was really happy with what I saw from Dustin Hanover today. Real Fear was good. Brody said he was steering good, did everything really, really well. Now, I had to move because Full Heart was a little aggressive on Danny. Now, you said she was quiet last week, but she was really,
in the bike
she
either.
was
I was in the
really
jogger
hot.
and-
Yeah, she was really hot today on Danny. I had to get over in front of him at the half and put the brakes on and back them up. And anyway, it worked out okay. Full Heart, she needs to get, I think once we get her consistently racing and she understands what her work is, at that point you're going to see her turn into a much better horse. But these are babies. They're all different. And I'm not concerned with Full Heart. Coupe de Ville was awesome. Luke came with full head of steam, cleared me down the back. I let him go down the backstretch, come on again down the lane. Full Heart was really, really good. Smoking Hot Irish Girl, Timmy went with, and Jason went with Whispering Song. Now, I'll get you to explain Whispering Song in a second. But Timmy went with Smoking Hot Irish Girl, said he just kind of checked her in the last turn. She made a break. This filly should never run. I don't really know what took place, but I went with her the other day. I was really happy with her. The least of my worries is Smoking Hot Irish Girl. So we're going to turn that page. Now we're going to talk about Whispering Song. Whispering Song, again, is one of our best fillies, but from time to time when she was out in the track, her tail's kinked over. She's a little bumpy looking, but she's always been that way. That's been Whispering Song. So Danny warmed her up today. But keep in mind, we're trying to warm up 14 horses, and you can't warm a horse up 2.5 hours for the race. So you had this hour and 20-minute window. Really, the front end of that 20 minutes, theoretically, if you could warm all of them up in 30 minutes, that 30-minute window, that would be great, but it's impossible. So Danny went with Whispering Song, and he said she was rickety. She felt rickety. Couldn't really explain it. Now, we Baycocks her regularly, but Jason had told me that she was shod yesterday, which definitely could play a role. Now, you said, we'll just say, coming out of the gate,
She was good on the gate and everything. It's first time you put the hobbles on her.
yeah,
You can tell them that.
and I put the hobbles. I wanted to trot, so I couldn't see. I didn't see Whispering Song warm up. But what I'm hearing is she's not going to trot, which is odd. But all right, enough's enough. Just put the hobbles on her. Just go out and put the hobbles on her. So we put the hobbles on her also. First time ever in her life she had them on. And as I said to Jason going on there, they look a little tight. I would have probably liked them 3 inches longer. But nevertheless, we just want to get her on the gate. Keep in mind, guys, July 15th to 18th is the first stake races in Ohio now. It's not like it used to be on that July 1st and 4th weekend. It's after. Now, the big race is there, but we don't know who's going in that yet. I kind of got a sneaky suspicion. I know, but I'll let that play out over the next few weeks. We don't plan on qualifying these horses probably till June 15th-ish. So today was just get them on the gate and see how they felt. So you're leaving out of the gate.
She felt good behind the gate, and then when the gate left, first time, probably because the hobbles were too tight, she paced
Get a little
for
pace,
10 feet.
and then switch back trot.
She paces nice.
Yeah, we're gonna try and keep
Pace
her
is
off
nice.
the pace.
And then she come back trotting, but like you said, with the warming up, she didn't feel comfortable till about in front of the paddock, second time around down the backside.
So she probably, when I hear that from a trainer, to me that makes me feel like her stifles are a little weak. This would be her typical horse that we would Baycocks, and she's been Baycocks. We'll continue to Baycocks her. Maybe get the vet to look at her stifles, and then obviously to me also 100% her front feet. So the blacksmith just shot her yesterday. If she was due to be shod, that means he probably took a decent amount of toe off her. I could tell you that likely 1 + 1 = 2. If you take all the toe off a horse that's prone to be a little pacey, she's done this in the past, it's not good. So we got her around. You said
She got thawed out in front of the paddock, and then finally, like you said, the warming up, do everything we can to go 2 trips with her.
Yeah, 2 trips with her. I think you're right on.
And
2 trips with her. And
finally, just before, like I said, in front of the paddock at Northfield, and I come a quarter and 29 flat.
yeah, like
You guys were gone, but then by the time I got her rolling.
Yeah, I mean, she's been one of our better fillies. She just, as I said, when we look at the fillies, Whispering Song, little choppy, gonna have to warm her up. These are all very, very different horses. Whispering Song's gonna need 2 trips. She's gonna need to thaw out into herself. Probably gotta work on those stifles and keep her Baycocks, work on her feet all summer long. The opposite can be said for Full Heart. Little hot, gotta keep her quiet. Try to keep her contained so she can understand and learn her work. High Enterprise, nice filly, a little bully, also smart on the gate yesterday. Just have to keep her wits about her. Coupe de Ville, she's prone to shutting her air off if you grab her. I said to Luke, I went by her and Luke just had a tiny hold of her and I could hear her because she, just the way she's built, she ducks her head, right? And you could say, there's going to be horsemen out there say, oh, you need to put something on her to get her head out. No, she's going to throw herself then and she won't trot, right? It's just not going to work and I'm not doing it. So it's just a matter of keeping her very light in the hands. I said to Luke, just seesaw her. You don't want any hold of her. Just let her float along. If you can do that, she will fly. And she was awesome today. And then, as I said, all the 4 we just talked about, little tweaks with them. You just got to work on them a little bit. And then you're swinging Senorita, who really does nothing wrong, right? Can get a little hot sometimes, but so can High Enterprise. But loves her work and is super fast. That's the makeup of our summer. These are all really good fillies. We know now what their weaknesses and strengths are. We can work on it. Same as the Colts. Magical Tom kind of slid to the top of the list today. Columbus looked good. You know, we know Sipping on My Shine's a little crazy. The little guy.
Mission?
Yeah, Mission was awesome today. Magical Tom looks like there's something there. So now we're starting to see the horses polish up. We're starting to see them for what they are now, and that's what today was all about. So very, very, very happy with what I saw today from our Ohio horses. Equally happy from what I saw yesterday from our horses in Ontario. Just everything's starting to look the way we want it to. It's not all perfect. We don't, it's not good. Not all of our babies are racing. We have some that are turned out, some that need time off, one that's in the pool. Not everything's perfect. But from what I see right now, it looks like we're going to have a really, really fun summer at thestable.ca. So that's your video for today. We got Jimmy tonight. Jimmy's coming in good.
Jimmy and Frosty.
Jimmy and Frosty. I got to drive Frosty better. Jimmy, I'd like to drive him the same. Both of them look good. I guess the takeaways from today, the horses were good. Dustin Hanover. I think we can work with what we have today. It wasn't that he was bad last week, but as I said to you, just wanted to tinker a little bit more. I think what I saw today was the beginning of a new and hopefully better Dustin Hanover. So with that, I will talk to you all very soon. We're going to get our pizza right now, get something to eat, take the afternoon just to relax, and then get back at it tonight. Take care, everybody.